guys, welcome back to another video. Today's going to be a little different. It's going to be kind of a care video about my leopard gecko. I've had her for 4 or 5 months. I saw some leopard gecko videos while I was scrolling YouTube, and I think they're just really awesome. They're really cool pets. They come in so many different colors, and I really just wanted one. If you guys want to come check the tank out, I'll kind of explain how I got this set up, what you can expect if you are going to get a leopard gecko. Basically, when I got her, she was in a 10-gallon tank with Repticarpet and this log hide right here and the water dish. That's it, nothing else. I didn't like that. I thought that she deserved a lot more enrichment, I guess you could call it. So that's why I upgraded her to the 20-gallon long tank. And she's got a mixture of a little bit of moss and eco-earth as her substrate. Over here is the hot side. There's just that rock hide with an under tank heater that's got a thermostat set to 88 degrees. And that keeps the temperature right around 90, which for leopard geckos you want belly heat, and you want that belly heat to be anywhere from 88 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. No more, no less. The ambient temperature inside the tank should never drop below, I'd say 75 to 73 on the cold side. I've got a humid hide in there. It's not the prettiest thing, but essentially it's just packed with some sphagnum moss, eco-earth, and I wet that down probably about once a day, maybe once every other day, just depending on if she's in shed or not. The gecko in particular, her name is Minerva. We named her after Minerva McGonagall, for all you Harry Potter fans out there, because she's a grumpy old woman. She's very beautiful. Her genetics, from what I'm told, and I can kind of tell this, she's a super hypo carrot tail tangerine. I don't think there's really carrot tail in there, but I definitely think she's super hypo tangerine. Most leopard geckos have those black spots all the way up their head and neck, and she's only got them on the tip of her tail, which I think is absolutely awesome. She's so beautiful. She's a big girl. I think last time I weighed her, she was about 110 grams. She's been eating like a champ. I only feed her about once or twice a week because she is an adult and you don't need to feed them every day like you do babies. And she was kind of overweight when I caught her because the previous owner fed her a lot of super worms and wax worms, which are really high in fat. Those I only feed as kind of like treats. For the most part, I feed dubia roaches and crickets. Today I will actually be feeding her for you guys, and I'll be feeding her some crickets that have been dusted in some calcium powder. It's another important thing that some new gecko owners might not know is your insect diet has to be dusted with either calcium supplement or vitamin supplement. More calcium than vitamin supplement, but both are equally as important. This helps prevent them from getting any kind of metabolic bone disease, which they can get very easily without the proper supplements. The nice thing about leopard geckos is they're ground dwelling and they're nocturnal, so they don't need any type of UVB lighting. They really don't need any lighting at all, but I actually have just this light up here set on a 12-hour timer, so it's on for 12 hours, off for 12 hours, and that kind of lights my whole reptile room in this small corner. It gives light to the boa and her mostly. Without further ado, I guess I'll get into feeding her some crickets. She likes crickets a lot more than she likes dubia roaches for whatever reason. I think it might just be preference, but who knows. Feed her anywhere from like 10 to 12, just kind of depending on how much she'll eat. She'll usually just stop eating as soon as she wants to be done. And she eats right off the tongs. No problem at all. Once she realizes what it is that I'm holding for her. There she goes. So I'll just kind of drop them in there for her to find on her own. So anyone who has leopard gecko or feeds any reptile crickets knows that these crickets can bite. And so I always kind of smash the head with the tongs while I put it in there, and that just kind of assures me that they're not going to pose a threat to Minerva. She's a spoiled little gecko. Sometimes she won't eat them if they're not moving. Oh, see that? Come on. Get it? Sometimes she sees the white of the tongue and I think she thinks it's cricket. There you go, sweetie. She's probably one of my favorites to handle as far as all my pets go. She's just always on the go, always moving. And my daughter loves her. My daughter absolutely loves Minerva. Huh?
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mommy.
There's Lux. Just popping in for a little shout out, or a little feature.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom.
You wanna watch Minerva eat?
She dropped it. Now she thinks the tongs are the food. No, these aren't the food.
How buddy?
Yeah, she does. The nice thing about leopard geckos too is they're almost potty trained in a way. This corner over here, this is her toilet. She only uses the bathroom over in this corner of the tank, and that makes it really easy to clean up. I don't do full cage cleanings as often as my other reptiles because of that reason. She loves her crickets. Oh, she got a little bit of the tongue on that one. That's why I use these rubber tipped tongs, so that if there is an instance where she does try and bite, bites the tongue, it's not gonna like hurt her teeth or anything like that. Trying to think if there's any more care tips that I can think of to share you guys. But I'm coming up with blanks, so I think I will just feed the rest of these crickets. Our happy and fat little leopard gecko. She is going to town on these. Hungry girl. Well, I guess I should mention that always do your research before getting a pet. I've had her for a while and I feel like I take pretty good care of her, but this is in no way, shape, or form a definitive care guide on leopard geckos. So this is just kind of a cool little fun feeding video, kind of how I keep my leopard gecko, but you will have to do your research and make sure that you're caring for them properly before. They could probably be fine in a 10-gallon tank, honestly, but when they get up to this size, you really do need something a little bit bigger, and honestly you need something a little bit bigger just to fit all the different hides in the water bowl and all the stuff that they require for proper husbandry. It's hard. I mean, I would not be able to fit all these accessories or whatever you want to call them into a 10-gallon tank. There would not be any room for her to walk around. So I don't think I will breed leopard geckos, although I think it would be fun, especially since she being super hypo, I bet I could probably make some cool stuff, but I'm just gonna focus on my ball pythons for now, and Minerva and the red-tailed boa will, oh, that one got away. She'll find it later. It's also important that your prey items are gut loaded. Essentially all that means is that they're just full of food before you feed them. I keep dropping them. Go find them in there. She's a hunter. Get it. Get it, Minerva, you old woman. Alright guys, that concludes this short little beginner intro type video for the leopard gecko and a cool, fun feeding video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, comment. If you guys want more leopard gecko, maybe a more in-depth care video, I'd be more than happy to do that. Just let me know and let me know what you guys thought. Thanks.